Well, as you guys can tell by the bag, we are putting down some more gypsum here in my front yard lawn. Now, as you can see, I'm using the powder form of gypsum. There is a granular form of gypsum. It doesn't really matter what you go with, but I just choose to use the powder form just because. As you can tell, it does create a little bit more of a mess, but I don't really mind that considering most of it's going on my lawn anyway. So as you can tell, I am applying the gypsum by hand. I have it in a bucket and I'm basically shoveling it out by hand. I find that doing it this way, I get really good even coverage over the whole entire area I'm applying it. So that's why I choose to do it this way. Now, what I will say is I am going relatively light with my gypsum application this year on my front yard lawn, considering last year during the prep work when I was prepping this whole area for the Seashore Paspalum sod we put down. I went really heavy with the gypsum last year, so that's why I'm choosing to put down a lighter application this year. Now, what I will say is if you're someone who deals with heavy clay soil, you'll know the biggest issues with clay soil is compaction and drainage. So what gypsum will do is gypsum will help break up that clay soil and it'll help improve drainage as well in that clay soil. So you figure if you're addressing those two things, a byproduct of that is you're creating a much better environment for your lawn to go ahead and thrive in. Now, I will say this is not an end all fix all, but it is something that will help out your soil a little bit. So, if you haven't tried gypsum for your heavy clay soil, I would highly suggest giving it a try because it's certainly one of my go to products to use on my lawn. And as you can see here, I'm showing you what it looks like once I have spread it out throughout the whole entire lawn, what kind of good even coverage looks like. What I will say is I did go ahead and throw a little more in certain areas where I know it's more compacted. So overall, though, still a relatively light application of gypsum this year. And then now, as you can tell, I am throwing down some water. Of course, you want to go ahead and water this in after you are done applying gypsum. That way, it can obviously start working its way into the soil and doing what it's designed to do. Now, finally, I'm showing you what it looks like after it's all been watered in. I did as well come out with a hose and water in some of the areas where the sprinklers don't hit as well. So just to keep that in mind.